Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and listen carefully because what I'm about to say might hit you harder than you expect. Have you ever looked at someone and felt that strange pull, like your chest tightened for a second, your breath caught, and something in their eyes felt like truth you weren't ready to face? If you've ever felt that, don't scroll, because what if they felt it too? What if you've both been pretending not to notice something that's been burning quietly between you? Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe and like the video so you never miss these breakdowns that finally make sense of what your heart keeps trying to tell you. You know, mutual attraction doesn't always show up loudly. Sometimes it's silent, subtle, almost shy. It hides behind casual glances, playful conversations, or those tiny moments that seem accidental but feel too intentional to ignore. And men, especially good men, often don't trust their read on these moments. You second guess. You wonder if you're imagining things, if she's just being friendly, if you're misinterpreting something that only meant something to you. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Mutual attraction reveals itself in ways that are almost impossible to hide. Human psychology was never designed to conceal emotions perfectly. When two people like each other, the mind tries to appear calm, but the body gives everything away. There's a reason you feel that shift in the air when she walks into the room, a reason your conversations feel different from the way she talks to other men, a reason it feels like something is growing between you even when no one has said a word. And deep down, you've sensed it. You wouldn't be here if you hadn't, but attraction is terrifying when it's real. It exposes you, it creates risk, it threatens your control. And when both people feel it, the dynamic becomes electric because both are trying to hold themselves together while being pulled towards something magnetic and unspoken. So tonight, I want you to listen not like someone who's confused, but like someone who is finally about to get clarity. I'm going to reveal the signs that don't lie, the ones you can't fake, the ones you can't force, and the ones that almost always mean one thing. She feels something for you too, and chances are, you've already seen these signs. You just didn't know how to interpret them. When two people like each other, the first undeniable sign is something you've probably felt but never knew how to articulate. The emotional drop that happens when she sees you. It's that moment her guard softens for half a second. The shift in her expression, the warmth that wasn't there a second ago. She may try to hide it, but the human brain reacts to someone it likes before the conscious mind can interfere. Her pupils widen slightly, her face relaxes, her voice changes tone. These reactions happen in milliseconds, and she can't control them, and neither can you. That's why when your eyes meet, it feels like something inside you recognizes her before you even speak. Men tend to overlook these micro-expressions because you're trained to look for big, obvious signals. But the truth is, women reveal attraction through subtle emotional openings. If she lights up, even gently, when she sees you, trust that instinct. Humans don't glow for people they don't care about. If she didn't feel something, her energy would stay flat, neutral, polite, but not warm. Then there's the way she holds herself around you. Women often become slightly more self-aware around a man they like. She adjusts her hair without realizing, checks her posture, becomes just a little more conscious of her presence. It's not vanity, it's instinct. Attraction activates a part of the brain that makes her want to be perceived positively by you. She won't do this around every man, only the ones who matter. And here's the part most men miss. When you like her too, you start mirroring these behaviors without noticing. You sit straighter, you check your reflection, your voice shifts. That mutual nervousness isn't a weakness, it's chemistry. It's two people unconsciously aligning with each other. It's the body saying what the mind is too cautious to express. But the most powerful clue in this stage is the tension between wanting to look confident and wanting to look calm. She'll try to appear collected, but you'll sense a softness, a slight vulnerability in her presence around you, because liking someone exposes a part of you you're not used to showing. If you feel that same shift in yourself, then you're not imagining the connection. You're responding to it. The next undeniable sign you both like each other is the way conversations between you stop feeling ordinary. Pay attention to this because it's one of the strongest psychological markers of mutual attraction. The conversation doesn't stay on the surface. Even when you're talking about simple things, there's a depth underneath, an emotional undercurrent that feels different from how she talks to anyone else. She asks questions that go beyond politeness. She listens in a way that feels intentional. She remembers small details you didn't think mattered, not because she's trying to impress you, but because her mind stores information about people she cares about almost automatically. This is where things get interesting. When you both like each other, the rhythm of the conversation changes. There are fewer awkward pauses, or, ironically, the pauses feel comfortable instead of uncomfortable. You ever notice how silence with someone you like feels charged, warm, almost meaningful? That's because your nervous systems are syncing. This is a real psychological phenomenon. The body relaxes around people it trusts and becomes slightly hyper-aware around people it desires. When attraction is mutual, those two sensations blend into something you can't ignore. And then there's the teasing, the playful comments, the little back-and-forth moments where she challenges you just enough to draw you closer, but softens it with a smile so you know she's not pushing you away. Women don't tease men they feel nothing toward. Teasing is emotional risk-taking. It's her way of creating a private world where only the two of you understand the joke, where the tone, the expression, the moment belongs to you both. And if you tease her back, naturally, effortlessly, then the chemistry becomes impossible to hide. But the clearest indicator is this. She opens up in ways she usually keeps hidden. Maybe she shares something personal, something emotional, something vulnerable. Women don't do that with men they're indifferent to. They do it with men they feel connected to, because emotional safety is the foundation of attraction for a woman. And if you find yourself sharing more with her than you normally would, that's not coincidence. That's compatibility revealing itself. When two people like each other, the conversation doesn't just pass time, it builds something. Something unspoken, something undeniable, something that feels like the beginning of a story neither of you is ready to admit is already being written. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful, almost instinctual signs that you both like each other: the subtle, magnetic pull in your physical presence. I'm not just talking about obvious flirting or touches. I'm talking about the way proximity suddenly feels different. When she leans slightly closer, or when your shoulders almost brush, it's not random. The body communicates attraction before the mind has a chance to rationalize it. There's a reason why humans unconsciously mirror the posture, gestures, and even the breathing patterns of someone they're drawn to, and when it's mutual, that mirroring becomes natural, almost seamless. You might notice yourself adjusting your movements to align with hers without realizing it. That's not chance. That's chemistry. Pay attention to the small physical cues that feel electric. The way her hand lingers slightly longer on a surface near yours, the way her foot or knee subtly angles toward you in conversation. These are not accidents. Your body is wired to gravitate toward what it desires, and hers is gravitating toward you. This is why attraction often feels like gravity, pulling, unavoidable, undeniable. And here's a detail most men completely miss: eye contact. Not just a glance across the room, but the kind of eye contact that lingers. The kind that makes your chest tighten, your thoughts scatter, and your awareness sharpen. When she maintains that level of attention, combined with slight smiles or raised eyebrows, it's a neurological reaction you cannot fake. And if you feel that same tension, the same pull, the same involuntary awareness of her presence, you're both responding to the same chemical signals in your brains. Dopamine, oxytocin, and subtle adrenaline surges, all aligning in perfect timing. The real trick is noticing the balance between interest and restraint. She won't throw herself at you, but she won't retreat either. Every small movement, every leaning in, every slight touch, every glance creates an invisible thread connecting you. And you feel it, don't you? That silent recognition that something is happening between the two of you. It's intoxicating, confusing, and thrilling all at once. If you've ever walked away from someone feeling lightheaded or like your heart is running its own conversation, that's your body screaming that the attraction is mutual. When two people like each other, the energy between them becomes almost tangible. It's not manipulation, it's not coincidence. It's biology, psychology, and human instinct all firing together. Another undeniable sign that you both like each other is the way she prioritizes you without making it obvious. Pay attention to this. She won't announce it. She won't make grand gestures just to prove she cares. Instead, she'll carve out little moments in her day, subtly including you. It might be a message at just the right time, a casual comment that shows she remembered something you said days ago, or the way she shares experiences and stories that she doesn't share with anyone else. This isn't about manipulation or obligation, it's instinctive. When someone likes you, your presence becomes meaningful in their life in ways that can't be faked. Notice how she communicates too. The tone of her messages, the frequency, the timing. They all reveal attraction without her ever needing to explicitly say it. Men often dismiss these patterns as friendly behavior, but that's where so many of you miss the truth. Friendship doesn't create tension, anticipation, or that subtle nervous energy. Attraction does. If you feel drawn toward her when she reaches out and simultaneously notice her making an effort to reach you, that's a feedback loop of mutual interest that you cannot manufacture artificially. Then there's the consistency. Women rarely invest attention in a man they don't like. Random attention, sporadic texts, or occasional compliments can be polite or convenient. But when it's consistent, even in small doses, that's a signal. She's letting you into her mental space, intentionally. And if you're doing the same, responding with attention, interest, and care, you're both unconsciously signaling the same thing. I like you, and I'm willing to show it without forcing it. Watch for how she reacts when you're around other women too. Not jealousy, not obvious competition, but subtle interest in your focus. She notices where your attention goes. She's aware of the energy around you. That doesn't mean insecurity. It means her mind is keyed into the same attraction signals you're sending her. Mutual attraction heightens awareness, making every glance, every smile, every shared joke feel like a connection that is both playful and serious at the same time. Finally, listen to the unspoken invitations she gives. These are not literal come-over requests. They're opportunities to spend time together, small openings that test your willingness to engage. If you step into them, she leans in further. If you hesitate, the tension remains unresolved. That push and pull, the subtle testing of boundaries, is a psychological dance that only happens when both parties feel something undeniable for each other. The last and perhaps most powerful sign that you both like each other is the energy that exists when you're apart. It's not always about messages, calls, or social media interactions. It's the pull you feel when you're not together, the constant mental replay of her voice, her expressions, her presence. When attraction is mutual, absence creates tension, anticipation, and curiosity. You find yourself noticing little things that remind you of her, thinking about what she said or wondering what she's doing. That mental preoccupation is not obsession. It's your subconscious recognizing a connection that matters. And she feels it too, in her own way. Pay attention to how quickly she responds when you reach out, not as a rule of etiquette, but as an indicator of emotional priority. Mutual attraction triggers responsiveness, not obligation, not politeness. Her mind seeks engagement because she genuinely wants it, and she'll often initiate without realizing it. Likewise, you're likely doing the same, drawn back to her attention without conscious planning. That symmetry, that invisible balance, is a sign that both of your brains are wiring toward each other, creating anticipation, excitement, and subtle tension that's hard to ignore. Then there's the way your interactions linger in your body. Mutual attraction leaves traces, a flutter in the chest, a warmth in your stomach, a heightened awareness of her energy. When two people like each other, those physiological responses echo long after you part ways. You replay conversations, smile at memories, and feel a pull to reconnect. If you notice that she does the same, if she references shared jokes, recalls small moments, or brings up things you discussed almost as if she's reliving them, that's proof. These are the invisible threads that only exist between people who feel the same magnetic pull. And the final indicator is subtle, yet undeniable, the comfort of being yourself. When attraction is mutual, both of you begin to lower defenses without even thinking. She'll laugh freely, tease, or express opinions openly, knowing you won't judge. You feel that safety too. You can show more of yourself around her than anyone else. That unspoken trust, this emotional transparency, is one of the clearest psychological signs of mutual attraction. The truth is, men often miss it because they overanalyze or wait for explicit declarations. But attraction doesn't always announce itself. It whispers in body language, in timing, in consistency, and in the invisible tension that follows you both long after the moment has passed. If you recognize these signs in your interactions, pay attention. They're not illusions. They're real. They're mutual. And they're telling you one undeniable truth. She likes you, and you like her.